All right, let's do
Because if I sit up, you see like the girls.
it.
Hi, world.
Love,
Love,
lust,
lust,
and badass soul.
All right, so we are going to go ahead and get into this first topic for today. This is a listener question. Oh God,
That's a long one. Read it. Because you always make me read the long ones.
I'm just going to read it. I'm going to read it. So a friend of mine who I've upfront friend zone kept offering to eat my pussy as a friend, and I decided one day to take him up on his offer. Now I still consider us just to be friends, but I feel like his feelings and perception of our relationship is starting to change. Recently, he's been saying, "Why can't we just be together? Why aren't I good enough for you to be your boyfriend? I don't see what the problem is. You like the way I eat your pussy. We're best friends pretty much, and a great friendship is the base of any great relationship. So why can't we just go to the next step?" When I push back and say to him, "You know that we're just going to be friends because that's what we've always been, and that's all I've ever wanted," he says, "Okay, fine," and asks me when you going to come sit on my face again. It's really difficult for me to turn down his oral skills because the man has an exceptionally gifted tongue and always makes me come, but not enough for me to lose focus and pursue or be pursued into a relationship. Love everything about him, but he's just not somebody I want to be in a long term relationship with. I want to keep the best of both worlds, have my cake and eat it too, so to speak, but I feel like that's becoming increasingly impossible. I'm pretty sure both of you will say to stop letting him eat my pussy and just be friends, but I'm curious as if either of you has an alternative suggestion. LOL. Love the show, appreciate the advice, and look forward to hearing from the both of you. AJ, why do people like? Why do people continue to write into us knowing what our thing's going to be? And the thing is that she knows the right thing to do. She's being selfish in choosing to still pursue it because of what you're getting sexually out of it. Ma'am, and I don't mean any disrespect or anything with this, but you're being a selfish ass person right now. He's clearly telling you his intent. You're clearly communicating your intent, but you are not sticking to your intent by continuing to let this sexual thing go down. Yes, me and AJ are advocates of, if everyone's okay with just sex, then pursue it. You have to be honest with it. If you guys can both handle it, then that's fine. But what he's showing you and telling you is that he cannot handle that. So why continue to allow him to do it? AJ, what do you think?
I almost want to jump on the other side of it and say, this is going to sound really bad, but if she's communicated to him clearly that
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't want to be in a relationship with him, and he's heard her say that because he's
He
asking questions.
continues to do it. Yeah, he has culpability in this as well.
Right. So why can she not continue to have? Okay, so it's like a 50-50, right? Yes, she has ownership because she knows that he wants to be with her and she shouldn't toy with his feelings that way. As much as like, the pussy eating is great and all that kind of stuff and she shouldn't toy with his feelings that way, but on the flip side of it, he has to take ownership for it as well because he knows she doesn't want to be with him. And it's, you know what, for me this is like the women who figure, okay, I'm going to put the pussy on him so good and I'm going to suck his dick so good that he's going to want to be with me. And whatever situation he's in, he's going to leave and he's just going to want to be in a relationship with me. Okay, well, that didn't work. So I'm going to show up at his house with a meal and I'm going to cook for him and I'm going to clean up his place and I'm going to fuck him some more. Like, you can't fuck people into a relationship. You can't eat someone's pussy into a relationship. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 about it. She shouldn't play with his feelings, but he also needs to accept that she doesn't want to be with him. And him, showing her that he's a fantastic lover isn't going to make her change her mind.
Yeah, but I agree with you, and I don't think she's playing with his feelings only because she is being honest. Where I'm holding her accountable for is her saying that she wants to still maintain this friendship when it's clear it's going to be made uncomfortable if you continue to pursue this because of him. I'm not saying she's making it uncomfortable, but she is the one who's able to step back and see the situation for what it is. He's caught up in what he wants, and that's fine. And she is a little bit too, but you can't say that you want to continue to have the best of both worlds and your cake and eat it too, and your friendship not be affected because he's made it clear. He's made his intentions clear. If you guys continue down this path, that friendship that you have, solely that friendship, is going to be strained and tested because that's not really his. what he wants out of this. So yeah, they both have their parts in this. Like, he needs to listen to her, to what she says, but at the same time,
She needs
in
to
his mind, yeah, stop sitting on the man's face. Like, find another face sitter. It's okay.
Yeah, you have to be, she has to be strong. I mean, it would come down to her being the stronger of the two and telling him no. And really and truly, like if she means 100% that she just wants to be friends with him, she needs to stick to her guns and put the sexual part of it aside. And if she really values their friendship, if she values their relationship, she needs to draw that line in the sand with herself and with him, more so with herself, and say, okay, like, you know what, seriously, like, I need to stop playing with his feelings, because he's going to end up getting hurt. You know what I mean? And if you do care about him, and he is, as you said, the closest thing to being your best friend, respect that, and just lull the sexual part of it. And like CJ says, find another face to sit on.
There are multiple faces out here for everybody. That's all I'll say about that.
One. So if you're talking to a person, like in the getting to know stage, what is too much communication, and when does it start to become clingy? I'm gonna let you into this.
All right, so everyone who knows me knows I fucking hate clinginess with a passion. Like, that's one of the things that Haize is a beautiful butterfly that needs to spread his wings. No, let me stop. No, but all jokes aside, I think that you have to learn the person you're with, and they have to learn you. Everyone has their own different levels of what they think is clingy or not. Some people honestly enjoy if their partner wants to be under them most of the time. Some people don't. For me, I'm one of those people. I'm weird. I wouldn't mind you being around, but I need to be doing my own thing. Like, be in the house with me in a different room. Like, go do your thing. Let me do my thing. But everyone's not like that. Some people want that person to be underneath them. Some people don't. So I think that there's no just one answer to this. It's you have to learn the person you're with and what their likes and dislikes are as far as time and space. Everyone has different requirements for space. But space is good in a relationship. I think that if you start feeling like you're becoming clingy, then you should probably start dialing down a little bit just to give that space. And if they miss that time, then they'll come back to you and say, hey, why aren't we doing this anymore like we used to? I think that would be the proper way to approach it. Just kind of gauge if you guys haven't had that conversation before. What about you, AJ?
I don't think that there's anything wrong with having space enough to miss someone and having space enough for that it's you.
Yes.
I think, I think there's something to that adage of, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I think for me personally, I think it's bizarre to do every single thing with the person. Okay, so for example, a friend of mine, no matter where she goes, her husband wants to come. So she says, I'm going to Vegas with the girls for 2 days. He says, okay, well, I'm going to come. I'll just book a separate room. I'm like, Regin, why? And not like he's going to invite his friends and come. He wants to come and hang out with the girls. If she's going shopping with the girls, he wants to come. If she's going to go get her nails done, he wants, like, that to me is a little bit too much, but she doesn't mind it, Whereas my friend Casey, she'll be in the living room watching TV. Her husband will be in the bedroom watching something completely different. They'll text each other from time to time to make sure that the other person's good. But they're in, like you said, they're in the same household, but they're spending time apart doing their own individual thing. They're not hitched up underneath one another. I don't like the hitch up business. I start to feel like my skin is scratching me when anybody's underneath me for far too long. They can't manage. They can't manage. I want an opportunity to miss you.
Yeah. I want to be able to say, hey, you've been in here watching Lifetime. I've been watching basketball all day. You want to watch a movie later? Like, let's have time apart to do that, because, and the thing is too, and even taking that out of the same, you are still very much two different people. No one has the same interests. So if you guys are spending literally every moment together, someone is taking time away from something they're legitimately interested in, more than likely to do that time. Like, you should want that space so you can do and have your own thing. It's important in relationships to have your own things, your own passions, and for that person to support you. And like you said, it gives you time to gives you time to miss the other person, but it also gives you something to talk about. If we're together all the goddamn time, up under each other all the time, I ain't got shit to talk to you about. You were there for everything. What the fuck we talking about? It's the same thing with texting all damn day. Like, I cannot do that shit, because if we text all goddamn day long, when I get home from work, don't expect me to say shit to you. I've told you everything. Like, you got to pick one.
I sometimes wonder if it's like an insecurity issue. to want to be like, okay, so I know that there's like the stage of euphoria that everybody goes through in the first, say, 3 to 6 months of a new relationship, where you want to be around the person all the time, you want to be hitched up in the person all the time, you want to live in the person body, you want fuck and lick and suck and kiss and hug and touch and all them things there. All the wonderful, sexy, loving, beautiful things. But at some point, you have to go back to being an individual within the relationship. And I just feel like sometimes, is the person that's being clingy, are they insecure or thinking that, if they're not there every second, if they're not hitched up under the person every second, that the other person is starting to look elsewhere? Like, that's the only
That's an
thing
insecure thing. If that's your thought, that's an insecure thing. Like, I shouldn't have to be around you all the time to make you feel like I'm not wanting anyone else. Like, it has nothing. I want me. How about that? I want me. Like, fuck that.
Right? Yeah. Received an email. AJCJ, I enjoy you too, truly. I need the advice of the pervy professionals. I'm dealing with a guy who's obsessed with full-figured women. We just recently started having sex, and he has a thing about my FUPA. When he's going down on me, he enjoys gripping and grasping.
FUPA.
I can't even. Did you really just do that? I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't necessarily have an issue with it because I've come to grips that no matter how much I work out, it's not going anywhere. I had weight loss surgery last year and have lost 102 pounds. So that area that he's touching has just always been a sore spot for me, figuratively speaking. When he touches my FUPA, I cringe. Not enough to make him stop, but enough to point to the point where I can't really enjoy myself because now that's all I'm thinking about. How can I get rid of this in my head? Signed, CK.
I think that this one is really awfully easy to answer. Is the fact that look at it this way: something that you're insecure about, something that's been a problem for you, something that has caused you mental stress, is something that he loves and embraces about you. That's beautiful when you think about it. For it to be something that you are so insecure about, and it be something that turns him on and that he wants to embrace and that he wants to feel and touch on and rub on during sex, like, and it turns him on. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that kind of what we all want about our insecurities?
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know what a FUPA is, I'm assuming most people do. It's the fat upper pussy. It's the little poochy, pouchy part that, is just below our belly buttons that, is right above our pussy. They say like it's the shelter. Good pussy needs shelter, and that's what the FUPA does. We did an episode where I'm gonna say this in the most respectful way possible. We had said to somebody like, girl, he knew you were fat when he got into the relationship. Let the fatness go. Revel in your fatness. Revel in your body size. The man loves you. He knew what he was getting into when he got involved with you. This man loves your body. We struggle as women, to find the love and appreciation for our own bodies, much less, to let somebody love up on us. This man loves your body. Allow him, no? Let him love up on you. Let him hold the FUPA. Let him grip it, squeeze it, lick it, suck it, bite it. Whatever it is that, makes him feel worthy for you to allow him to revel in your greatness and to revel in your body. Why would you ever have an issue with that? And I get that it's an insecurity, you know what I mean? Like, because for years we've been told, like, if you're fat or if you have a FUPA, it's not sexy, it's unattractive, and a whole bunch of other shit. But we don't live in that age anymore. And this is definitely not that generation. That man wants to love up on your body, girl. You better take that loving and stop being silly.
Exactly. Like, what the is that really an issue? Like, you know how many people listen to this podcast and wish a man would grab and lick on their damn FUPA?
Right? But you know what? It's like people who, like, used to say, oh, I'm a big girl and I don't want to take my shirt off. Bitch, what? Take that shit off. Are you crazy? That man knew that you were big when he got involved with you. It's not going to come as a surprise to him. Oh, well, I don't want to have sex with the lights on because I don't want him to see me. Did you think he doesn't know what you look like when he started talking?
And that's the thing. Is like, if you don't embrace your body, how do you expect other people to? The thing is, listen, you have one body. The thing is, if you're fat, if you're skinny, if you're whatever, change it. If you can't change it, or if you're not working on it, guess what? Embrace it. It's still the only fucking body you have. There's no point in being insecure. There's no point in trying to hide it. If you get to the point where somebody wants to fuck you, best believe they already know you got rolls. They know you got FUPA. They know you get what is it called when a man has a FUPA? Like, and they can barely see their dick. What is that called? Do we still call that FUPA?
Well, I guess it would be a No. Well, maybe, but I guess it would be like the fat upper penis area. Yeah, so I guess it would still be a fupa.
Okay. So if they got one, like, just like everyone, man with man breasts, like, take off your foot, all that shit. If you get to the point of fucking someone, take all that shit off. Let the sweat, the titties, the everything, the fupa, the all of it just go everywhere. Just have fun. Like, stop being insecure.
Yeah. If the person generally wants to be with you, accept it, embrace it. You don't want to put yourself in a situation of turning the person off because you're so insecure about your body. It's unnecessary. They know what they're getting into. They can see you very clearly. And if he hasn't run from it, why are you?
And it's so funny to me when, like, and I don't mean this offensively, but like when big girls, like, they wore the corsets or the tight shirts and they think they're hiding something. Listen, we know the fat's there. I'm just letting you know as a man right now. We still know the fat's there. We know that shit. So you ain't hiding nothing from us that we don't fucking know. I'm just letting you know right now.
Free up the fat. Let it hang out. Let it hang loose. Embrace it. Free to fight.
I see it's just so much like you can tell they're like wearing something to like suck in their stomach, and it's like, you think we don't know that you got a fucking gut? You think we can't see that shit?
Oh boy. So let me ask you, as a man, is a fupa a thing for you? Like, is that a turnoff for you? Would you say, okay, well, I really like her, but I wish her belly would be a little bit flatter, and if she worked out a little bit, then I'd come back because it's.
Listen, I mean, the thing is that big girls in general don't turn me off. It, like, if you're sloppy and big, it kind of turns me off. But just general fupa, no. Like, no, we're grown as fuck. High school, CJ, probably. At this point, I'm 32 fucking years old. You think I'm finna run away from some good pussy because it's a goddamn fupa? Lift that shit up. It's good. We got this. Don't even worry about it.
This man said, lift that shit up. Woo! Yes, I love you. It reinforced for me today that I love you.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.